So it's another day, another contender enters the ring. Ding, ding.
Okay.
And maybe 20 years too late. I don't know. It's maybe a little bit late, but we're going to discuss that here from our point of view, obviously, as hobby shop owners. I'm Chris. This is Jay. Welcome back to another one of our videos. Thanks for being so great and watching us. This actually comes from our Patreon members, so if you can go check that out too, if you want to ask us questions and influence some of the videos we make. They wanted us to talk about the new STARCRAFT game that's coming. STARCRAFT, the miniatures game. Something probably 15-year-old Chris would have been pretty stoked to see.
Yeah.
Big STARCRAFT fan back then, yeah. Heard a lot of STARCRAFT 1. I think...
this is a serious product.
This is... Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is really happening, yeah.
This is
This is
a skit.
This is real. This is the real life. This is a real thing that's happening. You better get your head around it, okay? We have to talk about it. You know why?
Okay.
It's not... Maybe we wouldn't have talked about it if it was just another little Kickstarter, whatever thing. But
it's not a Kickstarter?
I don't know if it is, actually. It might be. It might be.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually don't. I probably should have done more research. Oops. The reason I wanted to talk about it, though, and the reason it is relevant to us, is because it is being done by Archon Studios, a company that actually has products in our store already. So I think if it was just like whatever people making it I've never heard of is just going to be like whatever Kickstarter thing, I probably wouldn't even be giving it a second glance.
Probably not.
But the fact that it's being made by a big up and coming company, and they make a ton of plastic kits already that are GW style laser injection molded plastic, yeah. I think made me kind of go, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. They've shown some pictures of painted miniatures, and they look good. So where does your head go to with something like this? Like we've obviously had in the last couple of years, we've had Mantic dive into the Halo miniatures game. These sort of like video game IP things. We have lots of videos actually people can go back and watch about IP stuff on this channel, and I think my head goes immediately to like always is, man, there's always gonna be limits to what they can do here, right?
Yeah.
And that would be my number one concern going into this.
Sure. I don't think it's gonna change the landscape or do anything substantial. The models look cool, and if they're in a nice plastic, that's pretty cool. It's this product's purpose is to purely hit the nostalgia vibe. Specifically, like people our age. Or whatever, our age, plus minus 5 years or 10 years.
Right.
And, here at the shop, I could see us legitimately carrying a box or two. Just a couple of, some of the bangers. I saw they had like a Zeratul, and it looks neat, and some Zerg, and, some Terrans.
Sarah Kerrigan, maybe. Something like that.
Sure.
Classic
this is one of those things that if you're a shop owner... and so because this company they make Dungeons and Lasers or whoever they are, they're like they're in the distributors, so it's not really hard for us to get. It's not going to be, I have a weekly with the large distributors that we order every week, a smattering of all kinds of things. This is you're getting a typical order from one of these distributors from an Asmodee Canada or something. It's like I've got some Magic boxes, I've got some card sleeves, I've got some D&D figures and books, and
Corvus Belly products are in there.
Corvus Belly, there's some Army Painter paints. It's like literally anything and everything just gets packed in these boxes that we ask for. And so sure, why not ask for a couple of boxes of these STARCRAFT minis, and you just put them on your shelf, and I have them at the front of the store where lots of people, the walk-by traffic pops in because they see, these guys have some board games and escape room games. That's why I have Gunpla up there. It just draws people in, and someone will see the STARCRAFT minis and be like, oh, that's cool. And because it's made by this company, I can already guess a general price range, and they tend to sell their larger minis, which are like, like this big for some of their dragons, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches tall or something. They're like $40, $50.
Really good price, yeah.
They're not very expensive. They have collections of like where you'll get like 80 D&D 28 mil or 25 mil plastic NPCs and villagers and minions and things for your D&D games. That's like $88 or something. It's got like 60 figures in it. Yeah. So I already have some ideas of what this might cost, and it's cheap enough that there's no risk really. Like I'm not ordering. So the thing is, like, when we talk about like a Warlord Games or some game studio that sells direct, etc. You're not just ordering two things from them, because they're usually from like you're coming in from the States or Europe. You have to buy in like whole model ranges. It's not a small ask to bring this into your store. So then you have to like hope that you have this, like, build up this customer base and this hype. And I'm gonna bring some StarCraft in, and I don't even care. Like, it's like literally I got so many other things I got to do in my daily time here at the store that this is just like off on the side, and someone comes in, nibbles a little bit, and I'm like happy with that. And
this is like we always say, like, there's a massive advantage of like having the distributor pipeline set up, right? Like, which is why this game has an advantage over a lot of other games right off the bat. Is like you said, it doesn't have to be this like really well thought. Like when we're thinking about bringing in a new game, like you said, like a Warlord or something like that, we're thinking like in thousands of dollars, because we have to make a section. We're not going to go small with it, mostly because we have to place these orders. There's minimum order sizes that make sense from the economic standpoint, shipping costs, duties, taxes, all that stuff. And when you can just throw it into a pile of things you're already going to get, the economics are a lot simpler, right?
Yep.
And like you said, the risk is not necessarily there the same way. So I'm sure a lot of other shop owners will think like us and be like, StarCraft, I know what that is.
Yeah.
And immediately that's almost all it takes for a lot of shops to be like, I'd probably carry some of that.
Yeah. And what are my expectations? Very low.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If I got like, I don't know, 10 box kits all total of various things, and I spent like, I don't even know what that's not a lot of money. It's
couple
probably like $400 or $500. And it's like throwaway money in this case, in the scheme of the store. I don't even know what my expectation. Maybe it sells through in like a year or something.
Yeah, I mean, like you'd like to turn it over a few times.
Or what could happen likely is, because there's like hype around the release, is like maybe it comes out and like I sell through it like relatively quickly, and I restock it and I sell through it, and then it might be just kind of done.
Right.
It could just be one of those things that has it's like a lifespan window is like 6 months of 2026 or something, and that's essentially it. People move on with their lives.
I do feel like games like that, like the Halo game and stuff, they probably make a lot of their money in the first year.
Yeah.
And then after that, it drops off like really crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a knock against those games or the companies that make them. I think it has more to do, like I was saying earlier in the video. Okay, let's just like think about this from a standpoint of like, okay, StarCraft had 2 games, and there goes the sound effects. We have, let's say, I don't know, we have 3 factions, and let's just say, just throw out a number, there's 20 different units for each faction. Just throwing it out there for each game. You have literally from day one, you have limits on the units you can make.
Sure.
In the whole lifespan of the game. And then let's get into the fact, like, I'll compare Marvel here for a second to it, even though Marvel has like a way bigger scope. But really, like, I always ask the question, does it? Because like there's only certain things that people really care about.
Yeah.
So, to go back to my old school StarCraft reference, people are going to be excited about Marines and Goliaths and maybe the Wraiths or whatever. Banshees? What are the Flyers?
Yeah, they were called Wraiths.
Are they going to be as excited about a science center?
I don't. Are they making buildings too? I didn't look.
No, what's the little floating guy?
Oh yeah, it is a science vessel. You're talking StarCraft 1.
Yeah, StarCraft 1, dude. Yeah. StarCraft 2 was too hard for me. That was way too hard.
No, but I think your point. I think there's a few points that are like perfect there, and one is that like Marvel characters inherently have like tons of narrative tied to them that you care about. StarCraft has a few named characters, but generally everything else is just like a faceless unit.
Yeah. They have the sound bites or whatever, and that's.
I think mostly what you're going to see is happen is I personally don't think there's going to be very many people that are like, I'm going to collect whole armies of this and play this war game. I think it's going to be a couple of people like us that might be like, you buy a little Zeratul and you put them on next to your computer.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
of course you love Zeratul.
No, that's just the example.
No, but you keep bringing them up, so I think you really love Zeratul.
Hydralisk would be pretty cool too, or whatever.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. You were a Protoss guy, though, weren't you? I can tell. Any ancient race is like always Jay's favorite or whatever. Eldar or Protoss.
Got it. Yeah. Although probably the hardest to play. Maybe.
I think
they
so.
were very hard. But anyway. So that's how I think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think a Marvel IP game, or the Marvel Crisis Protocol in this case, has like, has this like way longer history too, and you get people coming in, when the X-Men were being, of course, whenever anything X-Men came out, people went nuts over it. I just think after the first like 10 iconic StarCraft things come out, I think the rest is like you said. Like I just don't.
That's the thing you get into, right? Is like how do they keep the like. What's their plan to keep that attention span going? I think that's the hardest thing now in today's market, right? How do you keep those initial buyers? It's like you get the same thing, like even to use like a random reference here. There's a massive drop off in television when you go into like season 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the same thing you can apply to any like miniatures release to a new game. Like you're gonna have a lot of people adopt it in the beginning, and then a massive drop off, and then it just starts to drop off more and more and more. How do you maintain that energy? Especially now that you have the added difficulty of being a game that doesn't have their own ability to produce their intellectual property. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there a StarCraft 3 I don't know about coming, or?
Who knows? Yeah. I know I know Blizzard still like patches and does like changes for there's a competitive scene, an esports scene for the StarCraft 2 that I consume occasionally, but generally speaking, I don't know. I mean, Blizzard, they don't say anything.
This would be my take. So this is my take for Archon Studios. I think they look at it as a chance to make some money for a couple of years.
I think it's easy money.
It's an easy money for them.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's not work involved. And then the number 2 thing is, if you're a consumer of this, I think you have to go in with the mentality that like you're collecting a game that might not last forever, and be okay with the fact that you can have something that's complete that you could play if you want to, or just collect and paint. Because like, what's wrong with painting some cool figures? Like that's often what we do anyways.
Almost the entire landscape is like this right now anyway, with every game. So.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's not any different, right?
It's not.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
that's why we advocate so hard all the time for like the painting side of the hobby, because like if you can just enjoy that, like for what it is, even if you are a gamer, if you can enjoy the painting part, you'll always feel like you did okay. Sure. Every time, even if you buy the StarCraft game and 6 months later Archon is bankrupt or something, which is not going to happen, obviously, but like you're going to be like, it's worthless, or it's because it's not worthless if you spend hours painting them and you like them and you put them in your case and you can look at them and make you happy. So
it's also another, like, there's so many games. There's like,
just is there ever
like a staggering number of games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So you slice the pie so much. So this is one where you if you're a super fan, you buy it up and maybe you get two little, if it's a war game, I actually don't know for certain. I assume it is, you paint up 2 or 3 little of the little one for each faction, and then you have a game night, you and a couple of buddy, you teach the buddy or you get them to play. But don't expect
that's where it is to me a lot like Marvel, where like if you have you can't expect your friends, like if we didn't have the shop, like Jay would be my like primary person I'd play with probably on a regular basis. Yeah. And if I love Marvel and I'm obsessed with all the characters, like I would never expect Jay to get into it. And if I wanted realistically Jay to play with me, I would have to paint up both sides and be like, Jay, you're playing this tonight with me. Yeah. Whatever, what I mean? And I think that's a really healthy mentality when you have a small group of friends or whatever, and you have these like really niche games that you want to try. I think you just have to go into that mindset as like, oh no, I'm just going to collect 2 forces or 3 forces, and that's just the cost of me wanting to do this or whatever. So, yeah. So I guess what you're saying, if I'm hearing you correctly, is GW is not super concerned about this release?
No.
Okay.
God, no.
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool.
Well, it's probably worth pointing out like their kind of shared history though, which is kind of fun, which is kind of funny now because it doesn't get talked about much anymore. Like the fact that like StarCraft was originally pseudo-developed to be a Warhammer 40,000 game, and ended up, I guess, I don't remember exactly the story, but or if anyone's ever officially stated who pulled out of what or whatever. But
Yeah.
It didn't end up happening, and
yeah,
which is why so many of the characters look so similar. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Warhammer. StarCraft miniature game. So let us know in the comments if it's something you guys are looking at. I know there was at least a couple of Patreon people that were kind of excited. I mean, excitement doesn't always mean you're buying it, right? Like that's the thing other too, right? Like that's the internet can really deceive people a lot.
Yeah.
That's because a lot of people can be like, "Yo, check this out. This looks cool. This looks cool." It's like, yeah, but is it $300 cool to you, or for us? And we always talk about this. It's not even the money. It's the how do you fit this into your life?
Yeah.
You know, how do you fit this into your schedule? Because like, what game are you already like working on, or minis you're already painting that you're going to replace this with, or whatever, right? So that's always a real decision maker for us, at least.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm already trying to find time for some of these smaller games again.
Very hard.
It's just like
very hard. Yeah.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying to the end, and we appreciate you guys. Check out our Patreon if you have time. Like I said, you can ask us questions on there if you want to see a video about a particular game that's coming up, or maybe you have a hot take that you want to share with us about a particular item. We love a little bit of drama on this channel. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.